Hi, my name is Sy Rizvi, and I will be presenting two progress reports today. The first one is value-added products from lactose-hydrolyzed skim milk. The motivation for this project comes from the fact that USA is the world's largest single country producer and exporter of non-fat dry milk, amounting to more than 1 million metric tons per year. And however, most of it is exported without any value addition. That brings very low returns to the dairy farmers as well as the processors. New York State alone produced about 63 million pounds of non-fat dry milk in 2019, up from 13 million pounds in 2009. You'll see an increase by a factor of 5. If you look at the utilization of non-fat dry milk, most of it goes into making dairy products. Some of it is utilized as an ingredient in bakery goods, confectionery items, meat products, prepared mixes, etc. If you look at the market today, there is hardly any product, value-added non-dairy products in the market that contains non-fat dry milk as the major ingredient. And nutritionally, if you look at the composition of non-fat dry milk, it has about 36 to 38% protein, but it also contains 50% lactose, which is kind of a limiting factor because 70% of the world's population is lactose intolerant. The good news is, however, that if we hydrolyze lactose in milk and make extruded products using extrusion technology, the component of lactose, glucose and galactose produced on hydrolysis become very useful in terms of converting galactose into a soluble dietary fiber known as GOS, or galacto-oligosaccharides. So using the appropriate technology, we can convert a liability into an asset. And therefore, this project was aimed at using extrusion technology to convert lactose-based skim milk powder into high value-added product. On top of that, if you look at the average price per gram of protein from different sources, milk protein costs about 5 cents per gram, as opposed to about 20 cents per gram we pay for protein when we buy it as nutrition bar. So therefore, there's a very good opportunity to upscale milk-based products into value-added, nutritionally attractive products. And that's what this project is all about, with the specific objectives to determine the effect of added lactose-hydrolyzed skim milk concentrate, LHSMC, as well as lactose-hydrolyzed skim milk powder, and processing parameters on extruded product quality. So we will be using these acronyms, so please keep that in mind. The second objective was to compare the physicochemical attributes of extruded prototypes in the form of NutriBar or baby puffs with their commercial counterparts. With those objectives, our progress to date or accomplishments are that we have established the kinetics of lactose hydrolysis at different milk solid concentrations and temperatures and published a paper on that. Number two, we produced lactose hydrolyzed skim milk concentrate as well as powder and used them to make puffs and quantified their properties. So let's look at the protocol that we use for making these products. We started out with lactose hydrolyzed skim milk, and it was concentrated under vacuum and low temperature into a lactose hydrolyzed skim milk concentrate with 30% solids. And then those solids were also dried, spray dried to produce lactose hydrolyzed skim milk powder with 95% solids. Both of these products were utilized in making extruded product using supercritical fluid extrusion technology, a platform technology we have developed at Cornell to make puff products using heat-sensitive ingredients such as those found in milk. So we used skim milk, lactose-hydrolyzed skim milk powder, mixed it with other ingredients, and this dry feed was fed into the extruder along with water. And these two streams were mixed and kneaded and converted into product coming out of the extruder on the other side. And then we also used lactose-hydrolyzed skim milk concentrate. And when we used that, we didn't need to add any water because the concentrate is 30% solids and that 70% water was sufficient to make extruded products. However, using this process is attractive because it eliminates the need for spray drying, and that results into net saving of energy. But the limitation is that we can add only about 30% solids. Anything more than that becomes hard to pump into the extruder. Based on this, we made a number of extruded puffs of different shapes, sizes, and composition, and they were all made at less than 100 degrees C. Now, I'd like to share with you some of the formulations we used and the products. Here is a puff product, formulation 1, with about almost 70% lactose-hydrolyzed milk powder. Other 30% was coming from 2 sources of starch, along with the small quantities of diamidine and lecithin added as a processing aid to make extruded products. And here are the process parameters. About 35 kg per hour was the feed rate, 9 kg per hour water flow rate, head pressure of 1200 psi, and carbon dioxide flow rate of about 0.8 kilogram per hour. And the product came out in the form of Cheerios and were very crunchy and attractive. We also did the same formulation, but replaced part of the starch with raspberry powder to see if we can make a nutritionally more attractive product. And indeed we did, and the product came out crunchy and more attractive. If you look at the physical attributes, physical properties of these extrudates or puffs or Cheerios, we measured several properties, but the important ones like piece density and expansion ratio are listed here. Piece density was less than 0.3, so this is a very good expanded product. Expansion ratio was over 6, and moisture content was less than 5%. Good expansion. Adding raspberry powder yielded a better tasting product. However, we lost a little bit in terms of density, but still, both of these products were very similar to commercial products in terms of crunchiness and textural properties, but nutritionally superior. We also used the same formulation, but made some savory and sweet puffs. When we made by savory puffs, we added some flavor, salt, garlic powder, citric acid, paprika to give it a savory flavor to it. And the product came out really good. And same thing with sweet formulation where we added some coffee powder and still kept the same formulation with 68% lactose-hydrolyzed skim milk powder. And the product was also very acceptable and very good quality in terms of eating qualities. Physical properties, again, these were even more expanded with piece density of below 0.2, high expansion ratio, and desirable crunchy texture for snacking, both of these. Now we moved on to using the lactose-hydrolyzed skim milk concentrate-based puffs. And here's the formulation that we used. There are 3 formulations that we used, 2 savory and 1 sweet. In this formulation, you can see in all 3 formulations that we used, the sweet, savory, and the sweet, you'll notice that lactose-hydrolyzed skim milk concentrate was kind of between 7 to 10%, not very high in terms of solids coming from skim milk powder. So it was limited to only 10%, which is still good, but not as desirable as we'd like to see. But because of the concentrate handling issues, we could not add anything more than 8 to 10%. Other than that, the product quality was really good. If you look at physical attributes, density was still below 0.3, high expansion ratio, good porosity, good characteristics in terms of texture and edible qualities. So we have demonstrated the feasibility of converting lactose hydrolyzed skim milk into really nice value-added products. What we still need to do is determine the formation of galacto-oligosaccharides in extruded puffs and optimize the process to maximize gas content in the final product. Once that is done, then we'll be ready to work with industry to transfer the developed technology. Our second project relates to development of quick in-mouth dissolving milk protein rich extruded baby foods. And the motivation for this comes from the fact that baby's first solid and baby-led weaning food is generally based on purees and puddings and concentrated liquid. Now, in recent years, a new product known as baby puffs or happy puffs, extruded product, has been introduced, which has been quite popular among the parents because of it's convenient. It melts in the mouth in less than 30 seconds, but however, it's very low in nutrient density and it's mostly starch-based. So if you look at the nutrition facts on the label of these products, you'll see a serving size of 7 grams. 6 grams is nothing but carbohydrate and protein is 0 grams. So this, we looked at it, we said, well, this is an opportunity for us to create in-mouth dissolving milk protein-based puffs. And this will be, in a way, premiumizing milk protein to deliver better nutrition, not only to babies, but also to elderly people as geriatric food, and also people who have difficulty in swallowing or suffer from dysphagia. It'll be a good product for them to consume. So based on that, our specific objectives included, number one, to establish the supercritical fluid extrusion process protocols for production of MPC-rich quick dissolving puffs. Number two, quantify the effect of selected functional ingredients such as sodium hexametaphosphate and sodium lauryl sulfoacetate as a disintegrating agent and look at their effect on hydration and disintegration characteristics of milk protein concentrate-based extruded puffs. Third one was to evaluate the physical, chemical, and sensory properties of the final product. So our accomplishments include, we have used optimized process parameters for MPC-based puffs. We have made with formulations using 84% MPC-80 with 14% sugar, 1% lecithin, and 1% diamidine, plus 0.4% sodium hexametaphosphate. And we optimized the conditions for adding supercritical carbon dioxide. As you can see, when we go from 0 carbon dioxide to 2.5% carbon dioxide, we make better puff products. However, the internal structure, internal porosity still needed to be optimized, and we looked at that and optimized the input and pressure at which the carbon dioxide is added and tried to optimize it to conditions where we can really control the cellular morphology of the extruded for quick disintegration in the mouth. Based on these findings, we generated MPC-based samples and compared it with market samples in terms of disintegration in liquids. And we're happy to see that our product was as quick dissolving as commercial products. In about 30 seconds, we could simulate or mimic the textural characteristics of commercial product, which is in blue color and ours is in red color. So based on this, we're very, very excited about it. And we looked at the composition of our product and compared it with the commercial product. And for a 7-gram serving, our product will deliver 4.6 grams of protein, as opposed to 0 gram of protein in commercial sample. Our product will have about little over 1 gram of carbohydrate as opposed to about 6 grams of carbohydrate in commercial sample. So it's a very attractive product. However, there's a penalty to be paid because we are so rich in protein, especially milk protein, the cost of making this product is much higher. So we looked at quick cost estimate, $1 per kg of the product. So here is MPC-based product. Our product is a commercial product. You'll see that a kilogram of starch sells for about 42 cents, and a kilogram of MPC costs about $3.65. This translates into much higher cost for making a kilogram of MPC product as opposed to the commercial starch-based products. So although nutritionally superior and very attractive, this product is, 3-4 times more expensive than what is commercially available. So therefore, our focus shifted to diluting the MPC with other milk solids. To bring the cost down, we thought maybe not use 80% milk protein concentrate, but dilute it with some other components such as skim milk powder or lactose-hydrolyzed skim milk powder. And we did this and made MPC plus skim milk powder-based formulation and developed process parameters. And we could use half skim milk powder and half milk protein concentrate and generated really very nice product. So piece density was very low, very highly expanded products. Expansion ratio was way high, and it somewhat dissolves in the mouth, but it's still a little bit crunchy. Does not dissolve in less than 30 seconds. It takes a little longer. Good cell structure. Also, we noticed that when we used lactose-hydrolyzed skim milk powder, drying that at 70 degrees converts some of the lactose into Maillard browning product, which is not very attractive for baby food. So we tried to minimize Maillard browning in the product by lowering the drying temperature. So we made the same product, but when we dried at 70 degrees, we could see the browning, but when we lowered the drying temperature to 50, we could eliminate most of the browning, and therefore the product became more attractive. So having done all this, I'll give you a quick preview of the machine that we use, that we have developed for making this product. Is the supercritical fluid extrusion process in action. This is our hopper where the mixed ingredients are added, and they travel down and are conveyed into the preconditioning cylinder here. And then from preconditioning cylinder, it falls into the extruder barrel, and it's mixed and kneaded and brought forward, where carbon dioxide is added at high pressure, and the expanded product comes out at the other end. So this is, in a nutshell, a very doable, commercially feasible process, and a very attractive and hopefully commercially sellable products can be made using this technology. So what we still need to do is quantify the effect of additional functional ingredients on the hydration and disintegration properties of MPC and skim milk powder-based extruded puffs. As you saw that we need to improve on its disintegration ability. So we also need to evaluate the physical, chemical, and sensory properties of the final product. With that, I thank you for your attention, and we'll be happy to answer questions when we meet on March 1st. Thank you.